Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Original Brew Collective podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ben,
And I'm Robert.
and you know what this podcast is about. We drink beer. We talk about different things. We drink beer from highly rated breweries and highly rated beers, and today is no different. And luckily, if you watched the last episode, we're all in quarantine right now, and so we can't be in the same room. So we are recording this podcast over Zoom. But I was able to get this beer from Robert that Robert got from a trade. We talked all about it in the last episode. So we're really excited about the beer we're drinking today. Robert, tell us about it.
Today we are drinking a double IPA called Foggier Lockdown from Monkish Brewing in Torrance, California. I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, have heard of Monkish. I don't know if everyone's been able to try them yet. In my opinion, some of the best IPAs I've ever had, New England style, that is, to be clear. Incredible beers every time. I think this one's like, if you look at the ratings of their IPAs, it's insane. They're like 4.5s, a lot of them.
Yeah. I actually just looked, I saw the rating of it, and
What was it?
it's a little bit more than 4.5. It's like 4.54, I think, or
Right,
something.
yeah. And that's if anyone's familiar with Untapped, I'm sure most of you are. That's my go-to app over Beer Advocate. I feel like it's a little more accurate in my opinion. Just from, I don't know, according to my taste, I guess. But yeah, so that's incredibly high, actually. 4.5. You know, usually I try to drink things that are 4s or higher. So 4.5, you don't usually find that. So yeah, that just kind of speaks to how much everyone really loves their beers. If you've never tried them, try them right now. I think we mentioned this last week. For the first time ever, they've never done distributions before. And so for the first time ever, because of the quarantine situation, they are occasionally doing once a week. It's not every week, but they'll do in 1 week, they'll do an online sale on one day, and it sells out in less than a minute. So you have to be ready, know when they're doing it, know the time of when they're doing it, because they will let you know in advance, and have your credit card ready because they sell quick. Some people were saying less than 30 seconds. I don't agree with that, but it was definitely less than a minute. Yeah, it was nuts. So without further ado, should we crack it open?
Yes, let's do it.
Cool. So as Ben's opening his, I'll open mine in just a second. It's pretty cool logo or label. It might be a little hard to see, but it's quarantine themed. And so they have a series called like Foggier Window, Foggiest Window, Foggy Window. And this is called Foggier Lockdown. And it's a person who is in a little fort made out of toilet paper, and they're hotboxing it, which is like kind of the theme of the Foggier Window. So yeah. Pretty cool can art. They always have cool can art. A lot of it's hip-hop based.
I didn't realize that it was people hotboxing.
Well, there's someone peeking out, and you see all the smoke billowing out.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense now.
Cool. So also, now that we have it poured in the glass, our fun fact. We usually do a fun fact each episode at the beginning. Fun fact. When the Pilgrims were traveling to the Americas, they didn't drink the water. They drink water. It was like not safe back then. So you know how like when we go to like, I don't know, if I were to go to Mexico, I wouldn't drink the water there, right? You'd get sick, probably. And so that back then though, it's like you don't drink the water really anywhere. And so they would drink beer, primarily beer, but beer and wine was their source of water, so they could stay somewhat hydrated. I can't validate this or confirm that this is true, but I heard a rumor that that's why they stopped where they stopped on like Plymouth Rock, is because they ran out of beer. So I hope that's true. Don't know if it is, but they definitely did drink a ton of beer back then to stay hydrated. It seems a little counterintuitive, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Good for them. Dang, Ben. So what are you thinking of the color on this one?
The color it's beautiful. It's a beautiful color. Definitely, I'm guessing they want to go like very foggy, very hazy beer. I might be my light that's in here, but I personally there's like slight visibility, but very slight. It's pretty dang hazy. And mine looks like a light orange, you know?
Yeah, I would say like a straw gold orange for sure.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And you can't like see anything through it, but if you were to like wave your hand behind the glass.
Yeah, that's why I said that, because I did
a shadow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean this is like,
but it is very hazy.
Yeah. Let's see what we get on the nose. And I'll say the head retention was pretty solid on this one. I think I could have poured it a little better.
Same here. Actually, I'm drinking mine out of a snifter too.
I just sipped it.
You did. I just.
Sorry.
That's okay. You just got to it, man. What are you getting
No,
on?
I'm not sorry. This is hella good.
What are you getting on the nose?
So it's funny because now I know like what I'm gonna be tasting and stuff. But
Tell me.
well, it was just a lot of citrus, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
nice citrus. I would say like not just
Yeah,
orange though. Like you're gonna get like I'm getting like orange, mandarin,
maybe a little grapefruit.
yeah, grapefruit.
I feel like I get orange. I see the other citrus notes, but
Yeah,
orange is the most standing out for me.
yeah. You want to taste it?
Yeah.
My second time, but you're first.
Oh wow.
It's so good.
Delicious. This is interesting. It's like I feel like their IPAs, before we get into the taste, like their IPAs, the mouthfeel is very like I kind of was just shot back to when we had Monkish, and like they have similar mouthfeels, which is really like pillowy, you know?
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
absolutely. It's
agree?
a medium heavy mouthfeel, super pillowy. I mean, all their IPAs are so good.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not. I don't know. It's different. Yeah, that pillowy mouthfeel. It's so nice.
Yeah, yeah, they
So
make killer IPAs.
there's good carbonation on it as well. Really
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Um,
I'm thinking I'm just two fruit that just come right to like mind. Orange, definitely like it matches on the palate like what you're getting on the nose, but papaya actually
okay.
a little bit of papaya for me. I
Yeah,
don't know what you think, Ben.
I'm getting for sure the orange, and then I'm getting a little bit of grapefruit
Hmm.
on because there is like that. And this is just me, I think, but I whenever there's like the citrus note and then like a slight bitter finish, because this does have like a slight bitterness to it for me at the end.
Yeah.
That I just compare that to grapefruit if there's like citrus and bitter. So that could be totally off, but for sure orange is the most to me. I'm getting
Yeah,
orange.
100%. Ton of orange. I agree with the grapefruit. That combination of or the citrusness and the bitterness of like a pithy
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
kind of a vibe going to it. So yeah, absolutely that paired together would come across as grapefruity. So yeah, I get that as well. Now that you mention it for sure. This is a really good beer. This is
It's
so
so
good, guys.
good.
Oh, and I don't even think we said it's a 8.1 ABV
Mhm.
double IPA.
Yeah. You know what? And I would say this, like, I would think that this is a double, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It drinks like a double, but not in a bad way. It's not
No, no,
like
no, not at all.
no, yeah. It's. I mean, you could tell it's a double just because it's not completely masked, the 8.1. But it's just like just enough, like where it's like really well done. Like I don't mind at all that I can tell. Like
Well,
it's just
sometimes you
yeah.
want a double.
Sometimes you want to burn, you know?
Yeah. And there's definitely not a lot of burn, but like
No.
the mouth feel of it, you know, not on the end, but like the mouth feel of it reminds me of a double.
We're drinking enough, like from across the U.S. in general, enough from enough different breweries, single IPAs, double IPAs, and triple IPAs, and in some cases, and not very common, but quads. Um, and I think that yeah, it starts to become easier and easier. Sometimes you'll have like a double where you're like, damn, I would have no idea. Um, what did we drink? What did I drink last week? I drank the Moonraker. I drank. Was that a double?
That was the
Yeah, yeah, that's right. It was the Papillion or Papillon, I think.
something
Is
like
what it's
that.
called, with a butterfly on it, and I couldn't tell that was a double.
Hmm.
That one was masked really well, but yeah, I feel like we have a pretty good gauge of when we take if we were to blind taste to be like this is a single, a double, a
Yeah.
triple, and stuff like that. So yeah, this tastes like a double, and it's good. It's
Yeah.
really good. I
Um,
prefer for New England styles. I prefer doubles over singles. And over triples, I prefer doubles. I just think that seems to be like I just like the heavier mouthfeel. I think that there's sometimes can be more flavor in a lot
I
of
agree. I was just
cases.
gonna say, yeah,
Stuff.
more flavor for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. When you get to triples, they get just for me, it's like almost like one and done. They get a little too like they can be really good, but they're pretty rich and heavy.
Mhm.
And so when you get to in my opinion, when I get to a triple, I'm just like I'll have one triple. but I wouldn't want 2 cans of a triple typically.
Yeah.
Ben, what is our brewery talk today?
Yeah, we have a brewery talk today, but before we get into that, Robert, I just wanted to, how are you doing, man? How's everything going?
I'm I'm doing well. I'm
Yeah.
doing pretty well. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mentioned last week's episode, we got a dog, so she's keeping us busy. Work's going well, all things considered. No complaint. Oh, got a Nintendo Switch.
Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah, so that was freaking hard to find. I was like, they're sold out completely everywhere, online, in store. You can't freaking find. I don't know if anyone out there has.
There has to be people that have been looking.
It's insane trying to find. There's like articles, like I think like I read an article by Forbes or something like that talking about the demand for them is just like crazy, that Nintendo can't even keep up with it. And so they're sold out everywhere. And so I was checking online every day, multiple times a day. And then I started calling stores each day in my area. And finally I had one employee tell me like, okay, on Friday we're getting them, single shipment. And the day before, so come Thursday, I called the store again just to try to confirm. And the employee said, we have no idea when we're getting them. And so I was like, well, crap, I guess I'm going to just wake up and go anyways. I wake up around 5 a.m. because they open at 6, show up, find out they don't open until 7. So I sat in my car for a while, but I got one. So it was worth it. And it's freaking fun.
Yeah,
actually,
it's such a cool gaming system.
Yeah, we got it because Ben and his wife, they have one, and a bunch of our other friends, they got them too. Fairly recently because of like being stuck at home and everything. And so it's really cool. You can play like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros, all online with your friends. So it's pretty cool.
It's like you can really just play these pretty simple games that really anyone can play. That's what I think is so fun about it, is like you don't have to have like a crazy, because I'm not a gamer, but like it's like, yeah, it's like you don't really have to have a skill set. You can just
you can be completely talentless.
Yeah, exactly. You can just log on and play. And so we've been playing online, and yeah, I'm really excited that you guys got one.
Yeah, it's fun. I was just before this, I was playing actually with my wife, and we were playing with people across the world. So you could join like different groups.
Oh, that's cool.
They'll just like pair you up. And so we were playing with people from like Japan, Mexico,
nice,
France. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So we're doing well. How are you, Ben?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I've been really tired lately.
Yeah.
You know? And just like sometimes I just sit and just stare and just think about what's the point? What's the purpose? Like, do you never
took a turn?
Do you never think about that? Not like what's the point of this life, but just like what is going, like it's just so, I guess like an existential not crisis, but just thoughts of like why are people here? What are we doing? Like, are we ruining the world? Is that why this is happening? I don't know, man. I've just been deep in thought.
Quarantine's getting you thinking deep, dude.
Well, it's just crazy. It's crazy times, but overall, I'm doing good. I've just been really tired.
Well, that's good. I was actually extremely tired, the most tired I've ever been in like years this morning, because I ended up staying up till, which this might not be late for most people. For me, to give you an idea, I usually try to go to bed during the week around 9:30, like an old man. I'm sure I won't be now that I have a Switch, but last night I stayed up playing till 1:30.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And my wife fell asleep on the couch, and she woke up and she's like, holy crap. She's like, we need to go to bed. And so I woke up. My dog wakes me up at like 6:30, between 6:30 and 7 every morning. So I was freaking dead when I woke up around 6:30 this morning.
It's so weird. I've been really tired, but then I'll try to go to bed and I won't be able to fall asleep. And my mind will just be, so I've been staying up super late because I don't know. My mind is just racing at night. So, But anyways, let's get into brewery talk. So for brewery talk today, we're going to, Robert decided this, and it's going to be pretty fun, I think.
And Ben had no say.
Yeah. I was like, okay, yes, sir. But we're going to be doing Never Have I Ever. And it's just that game where if you haven't, you take a sip. Right? Correct? Is that?
Yeah. So I'll say never have I ever done this, and then if Ben has done it, he has to drink, and then vice versa. Obviously, we know each other very well, so some of these things I know. Usually, when you play this, you want to throw out things because you're trying to win, so you throw out things that you know that they have done. In this case, I actually just wanted to mix it up, and I threw out like I think over half of them are No, well, about half are things that I'm not sure if Ben has ever done. And there's nothing crazy or wild or anything. Like, never have ever like been initiated into a gang and shot someone or something like that. Although maybe I'll add that to my list. So I don't know. There's some things about Ben I might not know. So yeah, you want to go first, Ben? Or I'll go first. I'll go first.
Okay. Yeah.
My idea. I think I earned it.
You did.
All right. So first one. Never have I ever lived in another state.
Taking a drink.
And Ben, after that sip, tell us what states, all the states you've lived in.
So I was, I live in California now. I was born in California, but from California, we moved to Illinois, and we lived in the Chicago area. It was like a suburb of Chicago in Illinois, and I lived there until I was 7. And then when we moved to back to California, to Santa Barbara, California, and then when I was my freshman year of high school, we moved to Colorado, and I lived in Denver area of Colorado. And then from there, that was 6th grade. 6th grade, I moved to Colorado. Then my freshman year, I moved back to California, and then my wife and I, we moved to Washington State for a couple of years, and now we're back in California. So I've lived in Colorado, Illinois, California, Washington, 4 different states.
Bang.
Yep.
I've only lived in California. Only Northern California as well. So
yeah.
San Jose and Sacramento area.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It's weird, like they're not anymore, just because it was weird in high school because people like grew up together, like people went to elementary school together. And like I came into my graduating class when I was a sophomore, and it's just weird when you like go into that and everyone already has known each other.
Since they're little kids. I had that. So I moved from San Jose, California when I was in 5th grade. So and it was halfway through the year. And so I had junior high school with all those people, but like everyone knew each other from like, kindergarten and stuff growing up in the same area. So
yeah, it's weird.
All right, Ben, you're up.
All right. Never have I ever been to Texas.
Love Texas.
What'd you do in Texas?
I've actually
took a drink, by the way.
I did take a drink. I've only been to Austin. I was supposed to go to Austin a couple weeks ago. Obviously, that got canceled with everything that's happening, so I'm kind of bummed about that.
You were. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was going to be my 3rd year in a row going around like the Easter weekend timing. It's always for work each time I've been. But I make time for play, I guess you'd say, and having some fun. So I like to like explore the city and stuff like that. If you've never been to Austin, Texas is super cool. So much to do. There's like 2 main downtown bar areas. What is it called? There's like the Dirty Sixth is what they call it. It's like the old bars and stuff like that. And then I can't remember the other one, but it's really cool. There's a lot going on. Super fun downtown life. They have a really cool river area with this bridge, and then underneath it, they're actually known for bats that live under there. And during the right season, you can like hang out under the bridge and watch the bats start flooding out at dusk and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But yeah,
that's really
awesome. And so I had a drink.
Nice.
Next one for me. Never have I ever played on a school sports team. So Ben is drinking, and it's because Ben played, at least to my knowledge, he played on our high school soccer team.
Yeah.
And I think that was briefly mentioned on one of our past podcasts because he once was on his way to one of the games or practice, riding another guy's car, smoking hookah in the car.
Heck yeah, dude.
Actually, it's really funny that even came up. I did not even put that together until just now when that came up in that podcast. Don't know what episode it was, like what number, but we were drinking Monkish. We were drinking Foggier Lockdown. Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Because you asked me if I'd ever hotbox in a car. And I said, no, I've never hotboxed.
Oh, nice.
And you said neither of you, but you did smoke hookah in a car.
Yeah. I was actually listening back to, I listened to one of our podcasts for some reason. I forget why I was listening to it. Yeah, exactly. I think it was the one with the most plays. I was like, why does this one have so many, like, why does everyone want to watch this? And it might've been that one. And you freaking called me a grass fairy.
It was that one.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, so you're a grass fairy. And I was
that's what
I
we
was
refer
upset
to
came back
soccer
to it.
players. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Soccer players are grass fairies. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with soccer. They're always. Why do those dudes always, like the professional soccer players? They always have like killer, like fashionable haircuts and stuff like that. And obviously they're super fit because they're literally running like an insane amount. Like,
can I tell a quick story?
Yeah.
So I played on my high school soccer team in California because Robert and I graduated the same year at the same school. So I played at that school, and then I also played soccer at my school in Colorado, my high school in Colorado. I was on the JV team. I was the captain of my team, and that doesn't matter. I don't know why I said that.
No, that matters.
Nothing to do with the story. But anyway, so we were practicing one day, and it was raining a lot outside, or it had rained the day before. So the field was like pretty muddy, and I won't get into details, but my coach was a huge dick. He was just a huge dick, and he would make us do these crazy things. And then I've always been someone to like stick up for the underdog, like the littler, I don't know, just like stick up for the weaker person. And
you totally have my back.
Oh yeah, for sure. Always had your back,
like me.
Since day one. But so I remember our coach, he like told some of the varsity players to like throw our goalie and who was my friend, our goalie, into the mud. And so we were like freshmen in high school. And so these varsity kids like go up and like take the goalie. And I like heard my coach say this, and they threw him down in the mud. And like the guy who got thrown in the mud like was getting kind of teary-eyed, because people would like pick on him a lot for some reason. He kind of like, he talked differently and like all this. So it was messed up. And I was like, dude, what the hell was that? And so I went up to my coach, I picked him up, and I threw him down in the mud. And I threw him in the mud, and he was so pissed off. He yelled at me and said, "Get off the field. You're off the team." I was like, fine, I don't want to play on a team that you're the coach for anyways. And I left the field, and my whole entire team quit. The whole entire JV team walked off with me, and then the coach got fired. And then we were all back.
Cool. That is epic. We should have just revolved this entire episode around that story.
So yeah, dude, that was a cool moment. It was like one of those like moments that seemed like out of a movie, because like all of my teammates, like I walked down to our school, and like the field was above our school, and I was like standing, like I called my mom and said, "Hey, I just got kicked off the team. Can you come pick me up?" And then I just like look up, and all of my team is walking down, and they had all quit.
I just imagine them all like kind of raising their fists or something like that.
Dude, it was crazy. I'm glad I did that. All right. Should we move on?
Let's do it.
All right. Never have I ever worked at the same place for 9 years.
You son of a. Yeah. This probably has come up before. I worked at.
Yeah, take a sip, dude.
I just took. Did I not just take a sip?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you did.
Maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I'm not complaining. I'll take another. I'm absolutely loving this beer right now. And yeah, so this may have come up before. I worked at a gym, a local gym in our area for, actually I shouldn't have sipped. I think it was less than 9 years. I think it was 8 years and like 9 months or something like that.
Whatever.
When I tell people, I do round up and I say 9 years. So
well, I texted Raina before and said, how long did Robert work at CalFit?
Yeah, it was like almost 9 years, but I tell people 9 years. I just rounded up. But yeah, so I worked at this local gym for almost 9 years. It was my first job, sophomore in high school. I was 16 when they hired me, and then I worked there all through high school and then all through college. Don't do the math, because if you do, you can tell that I was in college for quite some time. I took a semester off. Actually, I got kicked out for a semester. Yeah, so I like to say I took it off.
You got kicked off? Kicked out?
Yeah, dude. I got kicked out of college for a semester.
Oh, what happened?
I picked up the what do you call it? Is it like the principal? What do you call like the person of the college? The head of the college. I picked him up and threw him in the mud.
Just out of
my grades were garbage.
Oh, okay.
The first 2 years of college, I just didn't care. I would either drop all my classes or like just bomb them just because I was just didn't care about school and was just hanging out with my friends. And I'd be dumb and take classes with my friends. And we'd be like, hey, like, you want to just go back to the house, eat pizza and watch South Park, or, you know, do something else? And we would just do like other stuff, dumb stuff, and hanging out, kicking it, and not go to class. And then I met my wife, and that's when I started trying, got good grades, and then graduated. So
Nice.
Because I didn't want to be like this loser that she was dating.
I feel
Not that if you haven't gone to college or you're doing bad in college, you're a loser. I was a loser.
I feel like I should do another one really quick, because there's one that I did that I wasn't sure of, but now I can just say it and you don't really have to explain it. So I put never have I ever failed a class. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know.
Drink into that.
But yeah, that was pretty obvious based off that story.
I think I also failed a class in high school. It was like some like high level. It was like okay. I say high level now that I'm remembering what it was. It wasn't that high. It was pre-cal.
It's like ceramics.
Yeah, it was pre-cal. This I wasn't doing so hot. I wasn't trying very hard, and my parents were like, I think I had like a C or something at the time, and my parents were like, which I normally got like, I wasn't like a straight A student, but I got decent grades, and they're like, you know, we know you're trying really hard, and that you're probably embarrassed about this. So that's probably punishment enough. And I wasn't embarrassed. I didn't care. So I was like, cool, like I can fail the class then. And so I like would just go, I would fill in answers. Like I would just like bubble random answers for like on the Scantrons for quizzes and stuff like that. Didn't do any of the homework anymore. I felt like my parents accidentally somehow gave me a pass to bomb it. So yeah, in high school, I actually did bomb one class because my parents gave me the green light.
Yeah.
Next question from me. And so this is one of the ones, I'm not sure, Ben, if you've ever done this. And I actually want to say you haven't, but never have I ever swim with dolphins. Have you ever done that?
I haven't.
Dang. Okay. I thought you probably hadn't, but I wanted to think of things that I had never done that maybe you had done. I don't know.
No, I don't support animal cruelty. So I'm just kidding.
Hey, I've never swam with them either.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know if that's considered animal cruelty. I'm guessing it probably is.
We don't need to get into it. I would argue that they're probably pretty damn confined.
Yeah, they probably don't like it.
Did you know that dolphins will actually, they have like humped? They will hump people. Like actually try to get it on with humans.
Well, I've done that, but I just haven't swam with them.
Oh, I should have clarified.
Yeah. Never have ever been humped by a dolphin.
Okay. Ben just downs the rest of his beer.
Yeah, too many times, man. All right. Never have I ever thrown a Hawaii-themed party.
No, neither have I. I have thrown a Kauai-themed
party.
What?
Kauai's in Hawaii.
I will drink to it, although I think it's a loophole. I honeymooned in Kauai, Hawaii, and it was my first time ever to an island. Blew my mind. Absolutely loved it. If you've never been, you need to go. While we were there, we wanted to somehow, like, we knew like all our friends needed to experience this. So we're like, we need to bring the island to them. And so I think a week after we got back, we had a party put together, and we threw a fat party for all our friends, that was probably one of the best years we had, actually. And then we did it for what, like 5 years?
For a while.
5 years.
Yeah. And
then I called it quits. It was just a lot of work.
Well, this year's going to be the year call it quits, right? You did it last year, didn't you?
We did it last year, yeah. It just got too elaborate because I wanted it to be like, I put too much work into it, wanted it to be like perfect. It was so exhausting, time consuming, and expensive because we were buying so much like alcohol, food. I literally built a tiki bar.
It was
I had to build it so that it could be taken down every year because I would do it at my family's house because they had a pool. And so we were making it was a fat pool party. And it just got to be a lot of work. Like it was like at least 6 hours in setting up probably. And we had to do it the day before because it was so much work. So yeah, that's the story behind.
Do you feel comfortable saying how old you are?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay, because I just remember I didn't want to just like throw you under the bus if you didn't want to tell people, but I remember you were like, we were all hanging out, I think just you, me, and Jessica and Raina, and we were talking about the Kauai party, and you're like, I can't freaking have a kawaii party at my parents' house when I'm 30 years old. I just thought that was so
Hey, it turned out to be true.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, I just recently turned 30. Let's see, 23 days ago. As of filming right now, we know this. We won't release this episode today or tonight, but yeah. So I am now an old man. Officially, I think that's what classifies. I think I get like senior discounts at like Denny's and IHOP, something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's.
They probably won't even card you there.
Yeah. I always thought it was a shame that Denny's doesn't serve, at least in our area, doesn't serve alcohol. Like that's the only time when in our early 20s we would go to Denny's was when we were drunk. Like we'd go out to like the bars and then end up at Denny's. It was always a shame. Although I'm sure at that point we really didn't need it.
Probably didn't need
it. Yeah. All right. I think it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
All right. Never have I ever grown my own food. Sorry, I got creative.
Okay. I'm going to take a sip.
What did you grow? Because I couldn't remember you having specifically a garden.
No, I used to grow herbs.
Oh,
I would consider
herbs.
Yeah.
Real sticky, icky. No stems, no stick.
Legit herbs. So like we grew in our backyard. We had sage and thyme and rosemary and mint and basil, and I think that's it. I think we had and cilantro. So we had those 6. No, I never grew that. So we had those 6 though, and so I consider that we put it in our food, we ate it. So, but I've never had like a vegetable.
No, that counts though.
Actually, we grew a lemon tree one time. So, and we had an apple tree and a fig tree.
Okay, this is okay. Cool. You saying that just made me think I actually broke the rule and lied a little bit, because technically right now I do have a grapefruit and I did have a lemon when I moved into this house, but I took the lemon out. We haven't, and I'm cutting the grapefruit down too, but I've never grown it. I haven't watered it, so I think I'm good.
Oh, it was there before you got there.
It was there when we moved in, and I've been progressively removing it. All I've done is freaking pick up the stupid dropped rotten fruit. Which is really annoying. Gosh, I used to think I always wanted a bunch of fruit trees. I don't want any fruit trees.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. All right, this is the last one for you, because I like took an extra. Was that the last one for me? Do you have one more?
No, I have one left.
All right,
it's not a good one. I feel like yours are so better.
What?
I feel like yours are so much better than mine. I don't my last one. I don't even want to say it. It's not even good.
I can't wait. I'm really excited with that setup to hear what it is. Okay. So your last one is, never have I ever called myself a dirty cheap boy.
I feel like I don't want to explain, but there's got to be context behind that. So
no, just don't explain it. You don't owe anyone anything. I was just trying to think of things like specific to you, and that is just
that's hella funny. Good one. Good one. That's so much better than my last one. My last one's so dumb.
I can't wait to hear it. What is it?
It's just like, never have I ever owned more than one car.
You've never owned more than one car?
I mean, technically, like, I don't own my wife's car, I guess, but like, it's mine.
Oh, your name's not on it?
I've only had one. Maybe my name is on it. No, I don't know if she got it when we were married. Did she get that car when we were married?
I think she got it before you were married.
I think so too. So my name wouldn't be on it. So yeah, only one car. My name is only on the title of one car.
Dude, that one was riveting.
Thanks, Ben. I love the support.
But like, does that mean you've never owned more than one at one time? You've only had one car?
Correct.
You've only had that one car?
Yeah, Toyota Corolla, baby.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Sport edition.
So I've had.
Hate it.
My first car was a Chevy Blazer, 1997. It was a white Chevy Blazer. I named it Moby after the big whale, Moby Dick. Actually, is the whale called Moby Dick? Is the whale?
No, I think Moby Dick's the dude. I never read it.
I named it Moby after a whale.
It's not. It's Moby Dick. I don't I don't know. Maybe it was the whale.
I don't know.
No, it was the whale because the guy's name was. It was like something like not Shepherd. It was or
I think it might be Shepherd.
What?
I think you're right. I think it might be Shepherd.
Abraham.
Oh, okay.
So definitely different than Shepherd, but Abraham sounds like a name for a shepherd. So
yeah, and like biblical, it sounds biblical. And then I had a Nissan Xterra. My wife and I both owned a Nissan Xterra. We sold that car, and I'm pretty sure it was sent over to Africa to be used as like a war car.
Maybe, or maybe just like a safari tour car.
Oh, maybe, probably.
Why did you just jump to the conclusion that it's a war car?
I don't want to go into it because I can't remember all the details, and I don't want to assume anything.
They're like asking questions. Does it have a turret mounted to the top?
The guy called me.
Can we mount a turret to the top?
Yeah, he called me like 2 weeks after I'd sold it to him, asking like if I don't even know, dude. I don't even know.
Okay.
Anyways, we had a Fiat 500. I had a Jeep Cherokee, and now we have a Suburban and a Nissan Rogue.
Nice. Yeah, so I've only had one car.
Yeah, we've had quite a bit. We buy and sell things.
Yeah, and the moving doesn't help either.
Yeah.
I feel like. So I'm out of questions. You're out of questions. And I think we're both, I don't know about you, we're probably, though, safe to assume we're both almost out of beer.
I am.
Yeah. Once again, we are drinking Foggier Lockdown. It's probably a one-time release, if I had to guess, just because it's quarantine themed. In fact, most of you are probably aware, breweries, when they print the cans, they'll do like the Best Buy or the canning date and stuff like that. Print them like maybe on the bottom. But some of them will get a little fun with it. And so this one literally says the canning date, and it says #quarantine-life.
Does it really?
Yeah. Look at the bottom.
Nice. That's fun.
So yeah, we're drinking Foggier Lockdown from Monkish Brewing in Torrance, California. It's a double IPA coming in at 8.1 ABV. Super good. A ton of orange, citrus, some mango. Or I didn't say mango, but I'm thinking of getting mango now that it's opening up a little bit.
I was actually thinking mango as well.
Yeah, mango. Initially, I was getting a little bit of papaya. Ben was mentioning grapefruit, some of that pithiness. Super good beer. Mouthfeel, medium heavy. This is spot on. This is exactly what we hoped for and expected from Monkish, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super good beer. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us, joining in on just listening. Honestly, during quarantine, hope everyone's safe, everyone's family's safe. We really do appreciate everyone who kind of hangs out with us, I guess.
Yeah.
While we have a beer and talk about stupid stuff, like Ben being a raspberry.
Okay.
Just kidding. You're not a raspberry. I mean, you threw the guy in the mud. You're a tough guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much. And we usually close this every episode out with a cheers. Ben, is there anything you wanted to say, or you want to close it out with that cheers?
I'll close it out with the cheers. You said it all so beautifully. You know what? I like to think of my man. I like to think of myself as a man of forgiveness. So I
want to hear more about your man.
Next episode.
Does your wife know about your man?
Well, tune back in. We'll talk about it. I'm going to close this out with a cheers to that coach I threw in the mud. Hopefully you are not as big of a jerk as you used to be.
What was his name?
I have no idea. I can't remember.
All right. Cheers to that guy.
Cheers.